Thank y'all so much for coming today. I hope you enjoyed the meal. Thank you for what y'all do for all the veterans in this community. And the meal was just awesome. I just want to say thank you. Put a lot more work in it than I do doing this job. Reason why, because all the volunteers as part of this organization do all the work for me, especially my boss.
Not your boss. Can I say one thing?
Yes, ma'am.
I talked to Debbie Moody, our state representative, last night for about an hour. She will be at the next luncheon here next month. Okay, so we're gonna have a good turnout. Well, we do have a good turnout. But she wanted me to send her regards and tell you she's sorry she couldn't be here, and she is still supporting the veterans.
On administrative notes, the next meeting will be the second Wednesday next month, because I'll be in South Carolina for training myself in May to learn how to do my job. Because I'll be having more training. The second Wednesday is May 11th. The first Wednesday May, I'm going to be seeing the Covington's mayor and their staff, so we work on the funding from Covington, so I'll make sure we got more funds coming in to support the veterans in this community. Again, thank y'all for everything y'all do. Another administrative note, I want to find out later on for the next couple of weeks, when's the best time would y'all like to go to the Tennessee State Veterans Home? I'm thinking the summer, which will be between June and August, because it best fits when the kids not in school, we ain't got to deal with bus traffic. Y'all let me know, we're trying to work out a schedule so I can contact those individuals, so that we all get a chance to see that facility. I enjoy it, but I used to work around those guys, and it's really, really a great thing to do. Today, we're going to cover a new program, well, not a new program with you guys, which is called the VA pension program. All right? If you're approved for service-connected disability, that is the best disability to get as a veteran. You don't want to get approved for this. If anybody comes sees me and this is all they can get, they're in bad shape already. Either health is real bad or the income is real bad. Because the VA pension program is an income-based program. If you look at this program, it says, what is VA pension? The first thing it says is wartime service. Now, does that mean you had to be in the war? No. That means you had to be in during the wartime. If you look at the very last page on your sheet, on your package, very last page of your package, it has the date that the VA says is wartime service. I'm only presenting this information to you guys so that if y'all see anybody that falls on this criteria, you can send them to me so I can try to help them. Do I see veterans that have low income that could get this? Yes. There are veterans out there who don't make a lot of money from Social Security. They can no longer work. They served either Vietnam, Gulf War, Korea, whatever, and the income is very low. Then they can get some help through this program. All right? But that's the wartime service all the way up to the Mexican War era. Right now, currently, the VA is paying a child whose father, a child whose father was in the Civil War. He was an old man when he had her, and she's 80-something now.
Yeah, she's got to be terrible.
She was born in 1930, but he was in the 1800s, and he had her as an old man. And she's completely disabled, so she's been disabled since birth. So that's the last one that's that era. All right? So this is the VA pension program. The first criteria is the fact they had to be wartime service. The second criteria is they had to have an honorable discharge. Now, according to this, it says, other than dishonor. So as long as they came out with something that didn't say dishonor, the VA is supposed to give you the benefit of the doubt. I try to make it simple. Just as long as you got honorable service, it makes it easier. And one of those days of service had to be during a wartime service. It only had to be one day. It could be the first day the war started or the last day the war ended. So if you went in on the last day of World War II, you count. If you got out the first day World War II started or the first day Vietnam War started, you count. Now, normally I try to get veterans service-connected disability because it pays more. We're going to talk about the money later. Matter of fact, here it comes here. The countable family income has to be below the yearly amount set by law. The veteran either has to be one or two things: permanently and totally disabled, or over 65. So you could be over 65 working and still apply for this benefits and get it. you can get approved for this under the pension program, you're already in bad shape. So the work you're doing is not making a lot of money. Now, when I say money, this is what this means. On the front page there, it gives you the yearly breakdown. It's too hard for me to calculate most people's money by the year. So what I did is I printed on the back of that page the monthly income. So if you got a single veteran without a spouse or child, and that veteran income is below $1,072 a month, the VA will give you that. So if you had no money, no issues, no money coming from Social Security, and you're over 65, the VA will give you $1,072. But if Social Security is giving you $1,000, after all the Medicare deductions, the VA would only give you $72. It's an income-based
That ain't
program.
right.
Do we have veterans walking around like that? Yes, we do. We got one down in Madison County. Him and his wife combined make $950
A year?
a month. $950 a month. He served in the Vietnam era, but he did not go to Vietnam. He does not have an Agent Orange issue. Never got hurt. Did his time. Him and his wife combined make $950 a month. And he's not disabled. He's just over 65. Because of that, if you go down to the next level, it says 1404. You see everybody see what 1404 is? They're going to raise his total income up to $1,404 a month. So he's making $950 from Social Security. He's going to get a $500 pay raise. For him and his wife, it's going to change their life. For me, a $500 pay raise would change my life. But when you're only making $900 a month, you ain't eating a whole lot in America today. But that veteran's down in Madison County and never knew he could apply. And I worked there for 7 years. There met him. He stopped working because they take care of his wife. Again, it's an income-based program. Why would I share this? Because there's a program available. Now, it's a little bit more depending on the situation. So the same scenario, veterans completely disabled, single, and now that veteran has to move into a nursing home. Well, not a nursing home, but a assisted living home because of medical necessity. So imagine I'm in the Tennessee State Veterans Home. It's going to cost a minimum of $3,000 a month. All right, my Social Security income is $2,989, which means I'm $1 short. Right? Because of that, the VA could pay me back, reimburse me $1,788. If you look down at the bottom, the one next to the last one, it says aid and attendance without dependents. That means if I was single, was in a assisted living home, or had to pay somebody to take care of me, and it cost me more than what I make, which is what I explained to you, they'll give me $1,788 for reimbursement. But let's say I had $1,000 and it cost me $5,000 dinner. That means I'm $4,000 short. Most of the VA's gonna give me is $1,788. Now I gotta rob my kids to pay for the facility. That's the most they gonna give, $1,788. If he's married, it'll go up to $2,120. Now in this office here, for my volunteers, if you look on the next page, it says Singles Veterans Pension Checklist. I have a copy of that checklist in this first desk drawer. If anybody comes in there and they're working here, it's a pension checklist. And basically, you would be filling that out if you wanted to apply for pension. But if you got some injuries that's service connected, let's go that route because you get paid regardless of your income. So basically what I do is I give veterans this checklist where it got an X at, it's the information I need from them. The DD-214, they write their Social Security number, all the income information goes on the back, all net worth information goes on the back. What is net worth? Anything over $80,000, IRS, mutual funds, stocks, annuity. If you got over $80,000, it's real hard to apply for this benefit because they think you got too much money. You got a farm, you got a business, rental property. What is rental property? I'm in an assisted living home. My house is still over here in Mumford. If I rent that house out, it becomes rental property. If I don't rent that house out, it just probably don't count as net worth. Social Security award letter, most of us get it if you're over 65. And then medical expenses can be accounted. And when they talk about medical expenses, on the initial application, we're talking what you pay for a sitter, assisted living home, or what you pay for medical insurance. Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, AARP, Humana, Blue Cross Blue Shield. What are you paying out for medical expenses? They won't count the drugs you buy on the initial application. Once the veteran gets approved, then I can count it.
Do you have to have a statement from your pusher?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Just gotta have something from me saying how much you pay. Turn the page over. Basically, they will be filling out these blocks. Every word is blank is the information you need to put in. How much? Sorry, turn back over. Turn one page over. There you go. All right, where it says Social Security income coming in, how much money you making working, all the information, the individual can write that in. I created this checklist to save time. A lot of times who come see me, it's the children of the veteran. Veteran can't get out, or whatever the case may be. If the children come see me, or if I mail this to them, they can get this information together. Because most of the veterans I see don't know specifically what they got coming in on a regular basis. Their wife may know, or their kids may know. So it's easier for me to just send this out, get this filled out. When you come in here, I ain't gotta try to figure it out now. It's already wrote down. Then I can type the forms up off of it. Then they'll put how much money's in the bank, and then all the resources you got out there, then your monthly medical expenses, Medicare Part B, D, or whatever other stuff you have. As you can see, it's not like taxes. So they don't want none of the electrical bills, how much they pay for telephone bill. They had nothing to do with pension. It's just the medical expenses. Turn 2 pages over. They have deductible medical expenses. Once I know I got a claimant approved, I make sure I get this to them. Because they can count anything as medical expenses that are not reimbursed. So a lot of veterans I see in this community, they use VA Medical Center. They drive to the VA Medical Center to get their treatment. Well, the medicine don't cost them anything, and they get reimbursed travel. So I can't count that mileage. But if they go to Kroger's or they go to Walmart, every time they go, they can count the mileage if they buy a drug. Tylenol, vitamins, pads, whatever you get. If you went there to buy groceries, while you're buying groceries, you buy something that's helped your health, I count them out. Now the VA is not going to ask for the odometer reading. They're just going to say how many miles you drive in 2016 for medical reasons to Walmart. How many times you drive Fred's? How many times you go to Walgreens? What is the number of miles? Now some individuals no longer can drive. They actually had a statement of somebody who drove for me, and I paid him to drop me off. Now I count that payment, it's almost like a cab. You also have all the pads that you use, eyeglasses, eyesight, a ramp. Anything you spend out of pocket can be counted as medical expenses. But that's usually approved. Once the claim is approved by the VA the first year, the next year when you spend all that money, we can do it. But just remember that the max that they get paid is still the max. So if the VA has got a single veteran already getting $1,072 a month, no matter how much more money he spends, it's not going to help because he's already getting the max they can give him per month.
Pomegranate juice?
That would count if it's for medical reasons.
Yeah.
And if you're talking Ensure, Pomegranate, I believe they still have to have a prescription from the doctor that said they have to have it for medical reasons. All right. I believe that's still where they got it. Lab tests, can't remember all there's some of them, dentures, crutches, pretty much anything you need for medical reasons. If you can document you had to get it, then that would count as a medical expense. Now it's the same program available if the veteran dies for the widow, which I will talk about next month. A lot of veterans come and ask me about pension, ask about aid and attendance. There is a program for pension, the aid and attendance rate, but it doesn't work out very well for you if you need it. And it's not a whole lot of money. But what I run into a problem with is the VA and our federal government doesn't have a policy for this. I'm a veteran who's eligible for get pension, but let's say my spouse is the one that's completely disabled. And I gotta get a sitter for my spouse. It costs me $5,000 a month for my sitter to stay at the house and take care of my spouse. They won't give me any attendance because she is in bad shape, if she's not the veteran. I will get the pension rate, but use her medical care as a medical expense. So they'll give me, it's a little more than 1,042. They could give me up to $1,404 a month. Even though she's completely bedridden, can't move, can't do anything. I didn't find this out until I've been doing the job about 3 years and I ran that case. And I was pissed. But that's not the way the program is designed. Now if he dies, then she can get aid and attendance as the widow. But as long as he's alive, his health determines the aid and attendance.
First.
But if they both was in the military, then they could both do it, or if she was in the military, then it would go off her. Any questions? Any questions about pension? That's pretty much the whole gamut on that pension. I don't see it that much here in this community, because most of the individuals I see here are retired military personnel who I can get something service connected, especially with the high number of Vietnam veterans I have here. In Brownville, I see a lot of pension because most individuals there did not work in a place that made a lot of money that went to Social Security. They were carpenters, farmers, whatever, and they just don't have a lot of money stored in Social Security benefits. And nobody saved money in that area.
Hard to save when you subsist.
I'm sorry?
It's hard to save money when you subsist.
Oh, yes. There also is availability, if people who use the VA Medical Center, they got a home-based program. They can give caregiver support if they need it. But since you're not using it out of pocket, it'd be hard to get the pension for it since you're not paying expense on that. But I want to make sure that showed up. Anybody here served after 9/11? Nobody? Okay, everybody that served before 9/11. Okay, the program with 9/11, home-based program, they're actually paying those spouses to take care of those veterans. Here's Barry?
Right here.
Okay, yeah, like he can get it, but that's the only ones that's getting it right now. All the other veterans are pissed, but when you only got X amount of dollars to spend on a program, they had to stop it somewhere. I'd rather somebody get it than nobody. I do know from the experience of myself, some of the veterans I know that are getting it, that need it, I'm glad they're getting it, because their spouses could not go to work and leave that guy, or leave that veteran at home by himself because they're in real bad shape. Whereas years ago, you would have died. This veteran survived their wounds and they just in bad shape. Sometimes when I talk to them, they'd rather be dead than be causing somebody trouble, but I tell them, hey, you're here for a reason.
So if you were on active duty on or after 9/11, you're qualified.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In regards to this program pension, yes, sir. You qualified if you served after 1990. Go to the last page. Let's go to the war record again. War service. The very last one, it says August of 1990. If you was on active duty after August, I think it's the 2nd. Yeah, August 2nd, 1990, and it's still going in 2016, you consider eligible for pension. I got one veteran that served in 1996. He got shot after the military in 2011 on a robbery he was trying to do. When he came out, he can't get no job. But the reason he got shot was doing something stupid. The injury from the shooting caused him to be completely disabled. He doesn't have any money stored in Social Security, so Social Security denied him. He gets $1,042 a month.
All right, but you can't get this in conjunction with
VA.
VA.
Yeah, right. So if you're service connected, let's say you're service connected at 20%, which is about $300 a month, like $240. But because your income is so low from Social Security and based on pension, you can get $300. You can choose which one you want. You can get the higher of the two.
I got 90% disability, so I'm staying around that.
You better stay where you're at. Don't mess with the VA. Leave them alone. Might want to talk about trying to get you from 90 to 100. Anybody else got any questions? All this stuff makes sense? Yes, sir.
We had a woman who was up here Saturday with her heartbeat. Her husband only had 90% when he died last year. He'd been bedridden for 4 years, for some reason he couldn't get 100%. Then he went to the extent to hire a lawyer, and the lawyer couldn't help him get it.
could get a widow's pension depending on her income from Social Security. She's too high. She had to be below 700 for a widow's pension. However, if we can verify if his cause of death can be linked back to the military, she'll get the DIC,
Okay.
which is the benefit. Have her contact me and
I told her to call, make an appointment, come see you already.
we'll take care of it. If there's a way of doing it, short of going to jail, I'm gonna figure it out. I don't wanna break the law, but I will ride the gray line. Anybody else got any questions? Hope this was beneficial, more so to the people that y'all run into, because you'll see a lot more people than I will. And there are people out there that are in real financial hardship and do not know that this program is available to them. Because they can't link anything to the military. Maybe they were like me, there was administration and they did their job for 2 years and got out during the Vietnam era and never went to country. Maybe they went to Germany. They don't know they can apply for pension. And they can get approved for it. Financially it'll help. If they don't have, $800 or $900 coming from Social Security. Like my uncle, he passed away and he worked on a farm all his life and the guy didn't put any money in Social Security, so he got $600 a month from Social Security. Anybody else got any questions? I hope that I helped you. There's a little roster. Please sign that roster so they can keep tabs on who's coming. Again, the next class will be the, we got both sides?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was only 4 people on there.
There's only 4 of us here. We're all signature
I think there's a couple of people out here
All right.
may not have signed.
The next course will be the 11th of May. I'm going to try to pick up some stuff while I'm down in South Carolina. Y'all just let me know what you need. Besides beach,
Lottery ticket?
lottery tickets, best lottery tickets in Mumford.
You're winning one.
Yeah,
we sold that one.
I do have somebody else coming in just a second. How many Vietnam veterans we got?